This is Tales and Whispers, where every story is felt, not just heard.
You know, what happens when the person who creates a world-changing idea is just about to give up on it? Well, sometimes it just takes one believer to get that idea on the road, literally. Today, we're going to dive into the incredible and often overlooked story of Bertha Benz and how her belief didn't just save an invention, it basically drove the entire world into a brand new era.
This whole story really boils down to one heck of a question. Who actually has the power to change an idea's destiny? Is it the genius who comes up with it? Or is it the person who believes in that dream so much that they're willing to do something about it? Especially when the inventor themselves is starting to have second thoughts.
All right, so let's set the scene. We're in the year 1888. A totally revolutionary invention exists, but it's just stuck. And it's not just facing a few technical problems, it's up against this massive wall of public ridicule and skepticism. The dream, honestly, is on the verge of dying.
So on one side, you have this incredible invention, Carl Benz's three-wheeled horseless carriage, a true marvel of engineering. But on the other side, you've got the reality it was facing. People weren't just a little skeptical, they were openly making fun of it. The doubt was so thick that even Carl himself was starting to lose faith, becoming too afraid to even show his creation to anyone.
But someone saw things completely differently. She didn't look at it and see some weird contraption. She saw the future. And she knew that just talking about it wasn't going to be enough. Nope. It was time for action. It was time for a secret journey that was about to change absolutely everything. So one morning, Carl Benz wakes up and finds this simple note. "I have gone with the boys to visit my mother." Sounds so normal, right? But this little note wasn't just a cover. It was the secret launch of one of the most important road trips in all of human history. You see, his wife Bertha had already been up for hours. In the total quiet before dawn, she and her two sons didn't start the engine. Oh no, they pushed the car away from the house, silently, so the noise wouldn't wake Carl up and give him a chance to stop them. This wasn't some joyride, this was a mission, and a massively courageous and risky one at that.
And the second she was on the road, Bertha Benz didn't just become the first long-distance driver in history. Faced with one problem after another, she basically became the world's first roadside mechanic and an incredible on-the-fly engineer.
Her journey was 106 kilometers long. Now today, that's maybe an hour's drive on the highway. But back in 1888, that was like a trip to the moon. I mean, really think about what that meant in 1888. This wasn't just a long drive, it was a journey straight into the unknown. There were no paved roads built for cars. There were 0 gas stations, no GPS, no roadside assistance, nothing. Every single kilometer was an act of pure pioneering.
Okay, so check this out. The car runs out of fuel. What does she do? She stops at a pharmacy and buys something called Ligroin, which was a cleaning solvent, and in doing so, she basically invented the world's first gas station. Then the fuel line gets clogged. No panic. She just takes the long pin from her hat and clears it out. And when the brakes started to fail, you guessed it, a hairpin was all she needed to get them working again. She was solving complex engineering problems using just the everyday items she had on her. Incredible.
So, after 12 grueling hours, her journey was finally coming to an end. And with it, so was an entire era of doubt and ridicule.
Remember all this? The mockery, the whispers, the outright laughter that this invention faced? That was pretty much the soundtrack to the automobile's birth. And then, she arrived. After 12 hours and 106 kilometers of breakdowns and brilliant fixes, Bertha and her sons rolled into their destination. And in that moment, the laughter just stopped. That strange contraption was no longer a joke. It was now a proven concept. Her journey was undeniable proof that the automobile wasn't just possible, it worked. And that right there is what it really means to be a first believer. Bertha wasn't just the first driver. She was the first person to take real concrete action to prove the invention's value to the world. She's the one who took the risk when the creator himself was hesitating. She didn't just believe, she demonstrated.
So, what can we all take away from this amazing story? What are the lessons from Bertha's journey, from her hat pin and her hairpin, that we can actually use in our own lives with our own ideas today?
Let's call it the Bertha Benz method. First up, test your idea. Don't just sit around waiting for it to be perfect. Next, when you hit a roadblock, find your hat pin. You know, that simple, clever solution that's probably already right in front of you. And remember, if people laugh at your idea, it's not necessarily proof of failure.
it might just be proof that you're way ahead of your time. And maybe most importantly, if you want to help someone else with their dream, you don't need some huge grand plan. Just ask the most powerful question there is. What is the first step we can take right now?
So, this all leaves us with one final thought. Every great idea needs a creator, that's for sure. But maybe, just maybe, its survival depends entirely on a first believer. So the question for you is, what dream, whether it's yours or someone you know, is out there right now just waiting for someone to get behind the wheel and prove it to the world?